I used to believe the Olympic tournament crowned the world's best team, but the more I looked into how it actually works, the less pure it seemed. We're told Olympic hockey represents the sport at its highest level. Best players, national pride, once every 4 years. But the tournament we actually get, it's shaped by compromises, scheduling conflicts, and power struggles that have nothing to do with crowning a champion. The real problem with Olympic hockey isn't about talent or passion. It's that the structure itself works against the sport. The on-again, off-again presence of NHL players tells you everything. The league has to shut down for 2+ weeks, right in the middle of the season, so players can compete in a tournament the NHL doesn't control and doesn't profit from. Owners worry about injuries to their $10 million assets. The NHL went to 5 straight Olympics, then pulled out in 2018 and 2022. The issue isn't that the league hates the Olympics, it's that the incentives don't line up, so every 4 years, we get a new round of brinkmanship, and the tournament's legitimacy hinges on a deal that barely holds together. Olympic hockey runs on a tight schedule, preliminary rounds, single elimination knockouts, all compressed into 2 weeks. That format creates chaos. A hot goalie can steal a medal. One bad bounce in a quarterfinal sends a favorite home. The sample size is too small to reliably surface the best team. Compare that to the Stanley Cup playoffs. 4 best-of-7 series, 28 potential games. The Olympics, you might play 6 times total. And the talent parity myth? A few upsets make headlines, but the same programs dominate. Canada, USA, Russia, Sweden, Finland, maybe Czechia on a good year. Everyone else is roster filler. The format amplifies randomness and we call it drama. But what we're really watching is a tournament designed for TV windows, not competitive integrity. The ice surface isn't even consistent. NHL rinks are 200 by 85 feet. International ice is 200 by 100, 15 extra feet of width. That changes everything. Skating lanes open up. Dump and chase becomes less effective. Puck possession matters more. Teams built for North American hockey have to adjust their tactics on the fly. Roster construction that works in the NHL might fail in the Olympics because the geometry is different. Then there are the rules. Icing calls, the trapezoid behind the net, how much physicality referees allow. It all shifts depending on the tournament. The Olympics happen in different time zones every cycle, and the IOC prioritizes European and Asian markets. If the games are in Beijing or Pyeongchang, North American fans, the NHL's core audience, are watching at 3 a.m. or catching highlights hours later. The emotional immediacy disappears. Casual fans tune out. The tournament that's supposed to grow the sport ends up hidden behind inconvenient scheduling. And even when you do watch, the content is locked down. The IOC restricts highlight sharing, limits social media clips, and controls broadcast rights so tightly that the tournament feels smaller than the regular season. The NHL generates endless content loops, mic'd up players, behind-the-scenes access, instant replays on every platform. The Olympics, you get what the IOC allows, and it's not enough to build sustained fan engagement. Hockey doesn't happen in a vacuum. Geopolitical sanctions, doping scandals, and diplomatic conflicts reshaped the tournament. Russia competed as Olympic athletes from Russia in 2018, then as AROC in 2022, then got banned entirely after Ukraine. Suddenly brackets shift, rivalries disappear, and fans are left watching a tournament with asterisks next to the results. National federations lobby for favorable seeding. Host nations get advantages. The IOC makes eligibility rulings that feel arbitrary. What's supposed to be a pure competition becomes a stage for politics, and the sport suffers. When the NHL doesn't participate, the men's tournament becomes a showcase for KHL veterans, European League players, and NHL prospects not yet established. The talent level drops. The games are slower. The women's tournament has the opposite problem: too much concentration. The USA and Canada have won every gold medal since women's hockey was added in 1998. The gap between them and the next tier, Finland, Switzerland, Japan, is massive. Even when the best players show up, the format undermines them. Medals get decided by shootouts, a skills competition, not team hockey. A 3-round shootout can erase 60 minutes of play and years of preparation. The NHL moved away from regular season shootouts for a reason. They're gimmicks. But the Olympics keeps them for knockout games because the schedule doesn't allow for extended overtime. Efficiency wins over legitimacy. NHL teams spend all season managing player health, then have to send their stars into a high-intensity tournament mid-year with injury risk they can't control. National teams get a few days of practice to integrate players from different systems. The whole thing is duct taped together. A better Olympic tournament is possible, but it requires alignment. Standardize the rink size. Pick one and stick with it. Eliminate shootouts and medal rounds. Play until someone scores. Expand rest days so players aren't grinding through injuries. Use transparent seeding based on recent international results, not political lobbying. Make the format reward the best team, not the hottest three-game stretch. But the bigger fix is economic. The NHL and IOC need a multi-cycle agreement with clear terms, insurance coverage, content rights for league promotion, and scheduling that respects the season. The league needs upside beyond brand exposure. The IOC needs to recognize that without the best players, the tournament loses credibility. Both sides have leverage. The question is whether they'll use it to build something sustainable or keep playing chicken every 4 years. Olympic hockey should be the sport's showcase. Instead, it's a case study in how structure can undermine substance. The talent is there, the fan interest is there, but the tournament we get is compromised by logistics, politics, and misaligned incentives. We keep pretending the Olympics represent pure competition, but the reality is messier. And until the people running the tournament admit that, we'll keep getting a product that falls short of its promise. The next Winter Olympics will test whether anything has changed. The NHL and IOC are back in negotiations, and the same issues are on the table. We'll either get a tournament that lives up to the hype, or we'll get another compromise version with asterisks and absences. Olympic hockey can be great, but only if the structure finally matches the stakes. The choice is theirs. The cost is ours.